Well, hello there, fellas, and welcome to the BRO Reloading Bench. Yes, it has been a long time. Not going to make any excuses. It's just too danged hot for me to get out and do anything at the range. Well, I finally was able to. The temperatures have gotten mild. Pardon me. We dropped down in the mid to low 80s here in the Midlands of South Carolina, which is highly unusual for the middle of August. Deer season has already opened here in South Carolina in game zones 3 and 4, although it is just bow and muzzleloader season here in game zone 4 where we hunt. The regular gun season, what I'm calling a regular gun season, is shotgun rifle season, does not open until September 1st. And for the first 2 weeks of the season, it is antlered bucks only. For the first 2 weeks, September 15, we can start using our doe tags. Okay, there's a quick rundown of the regs here in the Midlands of South Carolina. Now let's get to the project today. Okay, fellas, my good buddy, Mr. David Ayer over, he is, you guys see him in all the videos. I mean, all these guys that carry cameras for me. David Ayer has got a very nice old Browning Super Gold Hunter, and he likes to shoot 3.5 in it. As a matter of fact, David was the one on the last day that took that great big old 10-point on last day of the season. Last year, last hunt of the season over at the club last year. I'll find a clip, I'll show it to you right here.
I just killed little Louie for real.
Anyway, the old girl needed some attention. It has a choke in it, a factory flush choke that was seized in that rascal and had been for a long time. David had tried everything he could try, that he knew to try to get it out, including soaking it for days or weeks in penetrating oil. Well, I got some of that Superzilla. Heard a lot of farmers swear by this stuff, said it actually is a penetrating oil that works. Well, I got a jug of it, and we hosed down David's choke with that Superzilla, and I let it soak for about 2 months. We made sure that it had plenty of time. It penetrated. It got in those rusty threads. The whole choke was rusted. I'll show you what the choke looked like. The whole choke was rusted in the end of the barrel of that Super Gold Hunter. And I went to Midway, got a special impact choke wrench. Special impact choke wrench made to go in an impact, and I put it in my 1/4-inch DeWalt impact driver, and we were able to hammer that bad boy out of there. We got it out, and we got a Kicks standard full butt kicker installed, and we weren't sure what it was going to like. It had always patterned the 32 cal and 31 cal that David was shooting through the factory chokes. Worked pretty good as far as we knew. He's never put it on paper. That was the deal. He had never put this old girl on paper, and so that's why I have it. We went through the whole process, got the butt kicker choke installed, got the other one out. Now we can screw chokes in and out of that old Browning, and I put together some loads, some of my best performing tight patterning extended range loads, and took them down to the range, and you will be, well, now you won't be surprised at the performance we're getting, because we've been getting good performance for a long time. But I'm going to bring y'all along for the ride. New primed shitite from Ballistic Products. Stuff is starting to come online a little more and more, fellas, but now with deer season starting to open up here in places in the south, it's probably going to get hit pretty hard again. If you can find it, you better get it. I already had this put up from last year. But what I'm going to do here, I'm probably going to have to keep some of this separated. Probably going to be mainly for the patrons, where I'll be able to put this without getting in trouble. But we'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. We're going to need the new primed shadite. We're going to need a White Lightning, a Ballistic Products TPS White Lightning wad is what we shot down at the range. A couple of the shots, and an MG42 wad. Alrighty. Now, we've got a couple of different powder charges that work. And yes, we are using Blue Dot powder today, fellas. Why? Because as happened with a lot of you guys here this past summer, some Blue Dot came online and we were able to get some, and I was able to get my hands on some. So these fellas at the club are lucky enough to where I got some Blue Dot powder, and these super mags, these heavy 2 ounce or 2 ounce plus loads, and these 3.5 inch buckshot extended range loads, they really like the Blue Dot powder. I get my best performance out of the Blue Dot powder. Not saying I don't get good performance out of the long shot. We get great performance out of the long shot, but we get better performance, or I do anyway, out of the Blue Dot powder. Alrighty, now let's get one put together. Alright, 34.5 grains of Blue Dot. So here go. I've got Blue Dot in the Hornady lock and load today. 34.5, enter. We got it locked in. Let me go ahead. We're going to slow the speed down to slow. Hit it twice, it goes fast, slow. Now I think we're ready to dispense. Okay, we've got I've used a couple of different powder charges. I have used 34, I've used 34.5, 35, 36. All of them we've used different, these different charges of Blue Dot powder, and they all work good, but some work better. In David's gun, it seems that the 34 to 35 grain range suits that old Browning Super Gold Hunter better than any of the other charges that we got. And so, as luck would have it, I've got some others put together, but for David, I'm gonna have to put together some, especially what we tested down here at the range that performed so well. All right, here we go. 34.5 grains of Blue Dot. Yes, Roger and I have been testing a lot of different wads and all that for you fellas, with deer season bearing down on us like it is. And because it was so hard to find components. But a lot of this is coming back online and we can find them again. One of my best performers has been the TPS wad, not necessarily just the White Lightning, but all of the TPS wads from Ballistic Products that are in this configuration, which is virtually all of them. Now this is a 3 inch and we're using it in a 3.5. And a matter of fact, I know I'm gonna need to, we're gonna be roll crimping these. And okay, I've already got my 12 gauge Guype BN3 in there. I had a 20 gauge BN2 over here. Those things work outstanding. Okay, White Lightning wad, and I've got some 20 gauge filler. Okay, says it. Well, it took a long time for that to come out. Did it? Is it over? Not really. 34.6, 34.7, just a couple of grains. We'll fix that in a minute. All right, I've got some 1/4 inch here, 20 gauge fiber wad. I've cut down, was 1/2 inch, cut it down to 1/4. We can even cut it down more than that, and that's what I do. We're gonna take this, a 1/4 inch, and make it an 1/8 inch. I like the 1/8 inch 20 gauge fiber wad to press down into the bottom of our TPS wads here because they're dipped, and we want to make them perfectly flat to hold our buckshot, which in this case is 18 pellets of 32 cal or 20 pellets of 31 cal. I'm not going to show you both of them, guys, because they load identically the same way. Same powder charge, works just fine with both of them. They're both right at 1.9 to 2 ounces of lead payload weight. Both of these loads are. All right. It has been a little while, fellas, and so I'm trying to get y'all caught up on everything. All right, we got one broke down right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just start it in there. and we'll finish it just a second. Brand new set of tampers that my buddy Mr. Gary Caskey makes. I'm gonna put he's got a Facebook page. We're gonna put a link right here. He even put the magnets and all that in the end so I can hang them up. I hang them around here everywhere. Gary is a talented guy, fellas. He makes all kind of stuff. Here, let me get these brand new things here separated. He's got two different size tampers right here. One will just about fit 12, 16 gauge, and then you got the smaller one here will fit 410, 28, 32, whatever you need it for. He sends them in a set, two different sizes, like this right here. He is also making a beautiful workstation. Check this out. He's got channels for my pins, for my dippers, and slots for 25 buckshot or whatever, or slugs, or whatever you happen to be loading. He's got the rubber feet on them where it won't slide. The reason I'm not using it today, look at this. I ain't got no room. I haven't made a spot on my table where I can put it yet. So when the new studio gets going, hopefully that will be this fall sometime, then I'll be able to set this and use it on my bench. Gary, this is some beautiful stuff. Like I said, here's Gary's Facebook link. He makes all kinds of cool stuff, from wad cutters to workstations, tampers. I mean, he makes all kinds of really cool reloading stuff. That is a fact. Alrighty. Now, we want to make sure we get that 20 gauge fiber wad pressed on down here into the bottom of our White Lightning wad. That just makes it very flat and easy to deal with. Okay, I'm gonna put together the a 32 cal, 18 pellet 32 cal. Like I said, the 31 cal stacks in here. They both load stacked by twos, 31 and 32 stacked by twos. In this load right here, we can get 18 of the 32 cal and 20 of the 31 cal. All right, I got my hard cast, some swamp green, my hard cast 32 cal right here, wheel weight alloy. That's what this is, boys. Wheel weight alloy, water dropped, and then powder coated. Stacking here by twos. Two. They find their way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. See what I mean? They just find their way right in there. Now, only pressure I put on these, I put a finger pressure, just a little bit, to make sure all these pellets are seated against each other. And stacking by twos or stacking by threes with pellets, does it make a difference? It does. In my research, it does. The pellets stacked by twos will virtually always, I've got to drop at least one pellet, will virtually always pattern better or tighter. I say better, pattern tighter than the ones that are stacked more than two by threes or fours, stuff like that. Stacked by twos, I'm sure it has something to do with surface area, with the amount that the pellets are contacting one another. When they're only stacked in here by twos, there's minimal contact between them. When they're stacked threes and fours, there's a lot more contact between each pellet and the ones around it. See what I'm saying? Seems like less contact, fill it with buffer, and they're just going to fly straighter and pattern tighter. In my research and experience. Okay. We're just going to cover it in BP original. And when I say I'm using a 4.0 dipper right here, and I'm quite literally covering it. If you're going to use the precision buffer, you got to be a little more careful. I have shot the precision buffer and blue dot loads up to 35, I think. Now, if you're getting up above 35 and a half or 36 grains or whatever else, now you're getting into what the Lyman reload manual is calling for 2-ounce loads, which is up around 36 grains of blue dot and stuff like that. Be careful with your buffer then, fellas, especially if you're using the precision buffer. You'd want to back off on you. You wouldn't want to use much more than 35 grains of blue dot to keep your pressure spikes down. All right. We've got it covered. Okay, what am I going to get here? I've got bingo cards, and I've got some clear segmented overshot cards, so I've got that. That's what we're going to use right here. Press down in here. Let me get the light turned on where y'all can see this here. You know, it's been a while, boys. I better and I just use petroleum jelly. I've had this thing here for a year and a half or 2 years. You can see the mess up slung back here. I have used WD-40. I've used other penetrating oils and all that. I get good. It works with the petroleum jelly, and it's easier for me to deal with. I'm not spraying it in the air and all that. See what I'm saying? For me, it's just easier to deal with. Alrighty, let's get this bad boy rolled up. Check it. That looks good. See, that BN3 really puts a real pretty taper on these things. And like I said, the 31 cal loads the identical same way. Well, Wade, that's great. How do these bad boys perform? I'm glad you asked. Let's head on down to the range. Alrighty, folks. First shot, brand new 3.5 Shadite primed from Ballistic Products. We've got 35 grains of blue dot in here. We've got the White Lightning, the TPS White Lightning wad with a 45 thousandths, which is basically a 1/8 inch overshot card, 20 gauge overshot card pressed into the bottom of the wad here. We've got 18 pellets of my 32 cal powder coated single alt in here, all covered in Ballistic Products original buffer. Roll crimped. Shot number 2, we've got a once fired Fiocchi 3.5 inch, one of my duck blind hulls. Went back with a Fiocchi 616 primer. Shadite will work just fine. 35 of blue dot, once again the White Lightning wad with the 1/8 inch 20 gauge nitro card pressed into the bottom just to make it flat. 20 pellets of my 31 cal single alt, powder coated, all covered in precision spherical buffer this time. Yeah, I do use it every once in a while. That'll be shot number 2. Y'all stand by. All right, here we go. 3.5 inch. 11.75, I'm not sure. Y'all will be able to see it. That actually wasn't that bad. Not for a 3.5, I'll tell you that right now. Well, folks, this is I was holding right here because David's done some operating on his front sight, and I wasn't really sure where it was hitting, so first time I've ever shot his gun. So I was holding right here. It's dead on the money. We'll hold on the bull the next time. Okay. There were 18 32 cal in there. Looks like we got one that just off the paper right there. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm barring any more double strikes. And that right there could be a triple strike, guys. I don't know where that another buckshot would have gone. That's why Rachel and I have this great big paper. But they're probably all 18 of them are right here. And anyway, right here below the bull, 1, 2, 3. That's at least 2, maybe 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 32 caliber right there. Well, that's definitely one you'd have to aim like a rifle. We're at a little better. We're just shy of 50 yards, so I'm just calling it 45 yards. We're actually between 45 and 50, probably closer to 47. But that's just where the table landed, where I backed the truck up. So Rachel's gonna cover these up, and we're gonna see how that 20 pellet 31 cal flies out of David's gun. Y'all stand by. Okay, fellas. Rachel, when she patched up that target, she said that was a triple hit in that hole that I was suspecting. When she got right there to patch it up, she said there were 3 pellets in that hole. How about that? So that was all 18 of them. And yeah, fellas, you noticed I'm shooting blue dot. You know why? I was able to find some, just like y'all were able to find some here this past summer. And it's starting to come on a little more and a little more, but the blue dot is by far my best performers in these big 3.5 inch heavy mags. And so that's what I use when I have it to use. Long shot works good, but it don't perform like this blue dot does. All right, this is the once fired Fiocchi with the 20 pellets of 31 cal. I'm gonna cover the bull with the dot this time, David. All right, here we go. .1237. Now the only difference, remember with this one, is about the same payload weight, guys, but I was using the precision buffer in this. I like using the precision buffer sometimes. Sometimes it really works out good because precision usually has it available. But now it will make a difference in your pressure spikes and all that. You got to be careful of that, but not near as much as you do using the blue dot as you do with the other powders. Let's go check out the target. Well, dang, David. I'd say with either the with the 32 or 31 cal, I think we got us a winner there, brother. Wow. You got them wadded in here right center of the paper and a few out around the perimeter for a little bit of insurance. This was 20 pellets of 31 cal, single alt. Oh, goodness. Well, let's see what we got. There's 2 right there. 1, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
I think there's one.
There were 20. Is that one right here?
Yeah, one right there.
Yep. 19. That accounts for 19 of them. There's probably that. I don't know if that's a double hit or not. Oh, there it is. There's your double hit. Another one right there. See it? There's 2 of them right there. And there's 2 of them right here. That's all 20. We got 1 flyer here, boys, and 1 right there. That means 18 of those 31 cal are right there. And realistically, we're at 47 yards. And we got, good Lord, David, we got, well, let's just go from right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 31 cal right there, dead center of the paper, Bubba. I think those, and as much as you stand on the cutovers, I think that's going to be your go-to right there for this year. I might have 1 more that we'll check, but I think I got one with an MG42 wide, and we'll check and see what it does with the MG42, and see if those will be a go as well. But we know these 2 here are winners. Alrighty, y'all stand by. Boys, got a once fired from Mr. Bill Calwas, 3.5 inch Remington from Mr. Bill Calwas. We went back with a Shadite primer. I've got 34 grains of long shot in here under an MG42 wad. We've got 18 pellets of my powder coated 32 cal hard cast in here, all covered in Ballistic Products original buffer, and we roll crimped it with that 4-pin from roller from Reloaders Network. Roll crimp these things like a dream. All ready? Stand by for the shot. All right. Shooting these 3.5s in this Browning is actually is no big deal, fellas. I've never fired David's gun before, and this is nice. This is nice. It ain't about to kill me. There we go. Now we can get it lined up. Here we go. Long shot powder and an MG42 wad. Wow, we got 1324 out of that one.
Is this your hole? It struck my
Yes,
foot.
it's. Rachel says, "Is this your hole?" It struck my foot. If you've never seen Happy Gilmore, you need to watch Happy Gilmore and you'll see what we're talking about. Oh yeah, hole looks excellent. It can be loaded again, and we like whenever they can be loaded again. All righty, boys, let's go see what the target looks like.
Yep, and look straight down to the right. There's two in the brown paper.
Yeah, I see that. Got a little bit more room for error, but daggone, what a pattern. Anything drifting left and right is going to be me, folks. I've never shot, like I said, I've never shot David's gun. But, wow, yeah, it looked like there was another 2 pellets there, but there may not be. It may just be wet toward the paper. Okay, this was another 18 pellet 32 cal. And yeah, shoot right, that's going to be me. If you notice down at the range, David's main charge kept hitting slightly right for me anyway. I was trying to figure out what was going on with that. Check this out. David's front sight has been operated on, and it is slightly off center to the left. That would explain why me aiming that thing like a rifle, it was shooting slightly right. Now this is David's gun. David points and shoots it. Whenever you get a shotgun, a lot of times all you have to do is tie a stick on the end just so you know where the end of the barrel is. Most guys shoot instinctively and all that. That's why I ain't worried about changing anything. David has taken way too many deer with this thing for that front sight to be causing him any problems. It only caused me problems because I'm having to aim it like a rifle because I've never shot it before. That's why it kept hitting slightly right, is because that front sight is canted slightly to the left. Okay, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I see a couple more holes down there, 16, 17. Okay, did I count that? There's a double strike right there.
Yeah, there's one directly under the bullseye there.
And I bet I didn't count that one. All right, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That means number 18 is one of these two right here. Y'all would have seen it when we shot it. There, now we got them all accounted for. But yeah, like I said, drifting right, I was messing with them sandbags. This is going to be me. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 32 cal right there. So the MG42 wad and the long shot powder is going to work out well too. And this was over 1,300 foot per second too, boys. 18 pellets of 32 cal is roughly about 2 ounces, or just under 1.9, 2 ounces. Okay, David, I think we'll go, bro. That's gonna wrap this one, boys. It's great to be back. We'll see y'all on the next one.